Hello and welcome back to Spain. Last time, well, not really much happened. Or as much as I can remember happened, we tried to give Fez a decent chance of revolting. Haven't happened so far, unfortunately, and I'll probably not be trying to convert it. This time, I'm pretty sure I'll actually go for Cherokee and Iroquois. Simply try and vassalize them before they start westernization or something. Simply to get that out of the way, more or less. I'll probably also give up my deals with some of the nations here. Mostly the French and potentially also Mantua, but they're an elector, so well, they do not vote for me, so I can basically get rid of both of those. And other than that, I'm a little bit unsure what to do here. Probably go for some annexations or something. Might actually go for trying to get going with Korea, forceful vassalization, and then start going after Japan and things like that. But for the time being, we'll continue with, I guess, the conquests that we are currently doing in India. And we'll probably try and fight Persia and someone else as well. So with that in mind, we'll see how it all turns out. Unlocked a new national or religious idea, not a national one, my apologies. Divine Supremacy, which gives a boost to the missionary strength. Quite good. Will probably help out quite a lot in the long run as well. So I can't at least not complain on that score. But as of now, I'll simply, I think, just continue more or less the same route that I'm currently doing. We'll take the sky to boost the relations a little bit, and I'll probably not do much. I'll try to get the reforms going, but it'll definitely take some time. And once again, as I said, fighting Austria is potentially a way of doing that. Too bad that I'm actually allied with them. I could always check for, let's see, Bavaria, for example. I have no idea who they are actually allied with here. Allied with Minister, Mantua, and the Pope. So, potentially here, I think I can actually fabricate a claim on the Pope, declare war on them. And no, that we do not want to do. We want to most likely try and declare a war on Bavaria straight away. And thus, I can potentially release some smaller states here, I believe, if not the course already gone. Let's see, I can at least release Würzburg and the Palatinate. So with two old states rising again, that should boost a little bit. Potentially here, it'll be a little bit more annoying when it comes to dealing with Burgundy here, of course. But hopefully we can make it work somehow. We'll simply have to see. Apparently, Savoy has taken care of Dauphine, so that's that too. But that's not really what's interesting here, or the whole point still of the game is to unite the Holy Roman Empire, but it's still not the part that is interesting. We'll probably go for... I haven't actually got the India achievement yet, I think, so we'll probably get that one too while we're at it. And we'll probably also start doing something here in China to put ourselves in a position where we can start causing trouble for the Russians. I'm pretty sure if I actually go ahead and basically chop them in half, that will give me colonization casus belli on everything here, if I do have a province that borders this area. So yeah, it's definitely something that I would be considering doing, and we'll have to see if I can pull it off. Two upgrades here, both military tech and advanced, along with diplomatic tech. Both are now level 21. The military technology doesn't give it too much. It's only infantry shock plus 0.5, but it does help, so that's not a problem at all. It's pretty damn good. And the diplomatic tech is pretty sweet as well. As you see, trade range increased to 200 and trade efficiency by 10%, and I can now build a Quebec. I'm honestly not sure what that actually was. It's a galley, so I will not be most likely not be using that, but still nice to know. And other than that, not really much doing. I'm currently in the process of planning a war on Ming, actually, taking Shou and most likely also Shun, releasing them. And then basically trying to break up Ming into two big vassals. And I'll probably also, as I said, go after Japan. As you can see, there is definitely something weird going on here. I just noticed a little while ago. There seems to be one or two, probably a daimyo or something, that is still free, even though they have formed Japan, which is quite interesting to note. And I'll probably also go ahead and, if I can, vassalize Korea and have the Japan hand over these 4 provinces. The same if they actually do have anything here. So, for the time being, I think I'll actually go ahead and declare a war on Korea once I have the troops. Send about 20k men to Asia, or Korea in this case, and basically use them as more or less, I guess, battering rams would be a kind of right. But for the time being, not really that much I want to do. There are a lot of troops I currently have stacked down here. I definitely need to move them. But other than that, nothing else to say. As I said, I have more or less decided to just finish up the entire deal with the natives and all that. So we'll go ahead, declare war, show superiority, and then we'll most likely straight go for the vassalization in this case. And we'll probably do the same with Iroquois, Shawnee, and Iroquois and Shawnee too. In this case, I'll probably annex Shawnee. There we have them, the Berber Patriots. I have no idea what this defect to Algiers is. Well, those are not the guys we want, so I need basically to get back my transport fleet and, well, send them to kick their asses. As you can see, they are basically agreed to be vassalized, and I don't actually accrue any aggressive expansion except for with the three nations here. So we'll go ahead, declare or finish that war. We'll declare this one now or straight away, just to be sure that you not end up joining a coalition, because I would really not like a coalition war simply on the behalf of taking that. So I'll be marching these guys now up into Iroquois, and then we'll do a quick little vassalization of them too. With that, I'm basically set to have complete control over most of the New World. The only thing that I will not have control over is the British colonies, but I could always just fight a colonization war over those, and that wouldn't actually be difficult at all. So we'll see how it goes. There we go, the war's over. As you can see, it wasn't actually difficult at all. We won more or less without any fuss at all, as I said. And with this, we'll simply go for the full annexation of Shawnee and hand over the provinces to the Cherokee. I'm pretty sure they'll actually go ahead and just take them straight away. Economy, Seoul province, this one, and then we'll simply sell the other one in a month. Once again, I'm building a lot of transports. Hilariously enough, as I said here, Hosokawa actually still exists, and it is actually a daimyo, or daimyo, however you want to call it. But that's not the point here. The hilarious fact is that I could definitely now simply go for a straight out vassalization of them, and then I'll probably go for a straight out vassalization of Korea. As you see, I do have the overseas expansion, so that's not a problem at all. And I'll probably just go ahead now, siege it, and then we'll go for a straight out vassalization of Korea. And then we'll probably fight Japan. And apparently, finally, my guy died here. And once again, I have, well, it's not simply that much to say, but at least now I have some extra imperial authority. Since I am over 50, I simply want to do a quick little check. I can't actually do anything while I'm at war, so that doesn't really matter. Gabriel I will be ruling our glorious nation, 431. Not bad at all. And he's also elected the Holy Roman Emperor, which, to be honest, isn't really that much of a surprise. The air is also pretty good, especially on the diplomacy department, and that is basically what I think we will be needing now in the future. So that is quite nice. And we'll be now, as I said, aiming to vassalize Hosokawa here, and then we'll probably go straight for Korea afterwards. And once we are done with those two, we'll probably go for Japan. And I'm pretty sure by sieging most of the Japanese mainland, I will be able to make a preferable peace deal, I think. So as I said, we'll now go for straight for what I planned, more or less, and hopefully it will work out as intended. I'll also go ahead now, I think, and get my troops back, and then cancel my my walk deal, as it were, with Morocco. I simply have a walking pass deal. I don't know what to call it. And I'm currently all set up just for the pure purpose of being able to lift the siege set by the Algiers Patriots. No real reason to keep it after that. And as you can see, I do have a lot of power in basically most of the trade nodes here. I think I'll actually dump this guy in Bordeaux. Apparently I do have a merchant there, but I don't actually have any navies protecting trade. And considering how my economy is currently doing, I think I can build some more navies without it actually causing too much fuss. Although I probably shouldn't, due to the fact that, let's see, a naval over force limit is 28, and I'm currently making 31 from tariffs, so no real reason to do that. What I can do instead is start doing some buildings, especially naval buildings, because once I get here, we'll get the an increase in force limits, and that should help out great. So we'll see how it turns out. As you can see, Hosokawa is now our vassal, and they'll most likely be used in warfare. Apparently, I did go very far over my diplomatic relations there. I did kind of forget the fact that I do have vassals in. Well, some areas along with the military access. Doesn't actually make things better. So I'll have to. I guess I'll have to deal with that. Council military access as soon as these guys actually get their asses home. And I'll also most likely start trying to integrate some of my vassals. I basically should have most likely focused on that long ago. I will still need to keep Trier, Cologne and Brandenburg. No real, nothing to say on that, but what I can do of course is to start increasing my relations with both the Iroquois and also the Cherokees, and that should work out definitely to my advantage. Ashanti I also want to keep, same with Berar, Bamanis and Baluchistan. So that doesn't really work out to my advantage at all. And considering that I'm currently getting these 3 allies as well, I can't actually lower diplomatic relations other than cancelling my treaties. And well, I'll cancel the deal with Japan as soon as I get that, so I'll probably be 4 over for quite some time, which will definitely be lowering my... Wow. These guys are trigger happy. Aggressive expansion of 52. Berber Patriots, I have to kill them off. So I'll just be marching these guys back to Fez, and that should hopefully work out to my advantage. Mali has just left the military coalition against me, and of course that, well, warrants a attack at least while I'm still out. I have no idea. I'll probably get some influence over in India here, but that shouldn't actually be a problem. The fact that Japan got 52 is probably due to the fact that they are neighbors of Hosokawa here. So that's probably it. I can't actually see any other reason why. And as soon as I can actually get a Casus Belli on Persia, I'll probably end up in a war with them, because as of now I do not have one. And worst case scenario, I'll have to declare without one. But once again, it's definitely something that I can live with, because I will be taking these 3 provinces, probably these 2 as well, and that is a lot of land. And as you can see, the provinces are once again pretty damn big, so creating that land bridge shouldn't actually be too difficult here. But the scary thing is that Persia is allied with, or they're in a war together. I'm not sure if they're actually allied. I first thought no, they're just allied with Karakonlu and Crimea. The Mamluks on the other hand are allied with Crimea and Algiers. So potentially going after Algiers is not the right play here. I was thinking of only bringing the Mamluks in, taking Syria and releasing them, using that to my advantage, and then potentially Iraq. Basically to try and build the land bridge up through the Holy Roman Empire, which actually starts here, due to the fact that Tuscany has actually been conquering the coastline, which kind of makes sense since they are to some extent a trade federation, I guess you could call it. But enough about that. We will be declaring war on Mali, and I did send a fleet to Asia, or the fleet that I use to send my troops to Asia. Definitely needs some time to be built up again. So while that happens, I won't actually have too much choice rather than to use this transport fleet here. And I can't actually attack Korea before I have moved my troops back into well, how should I put this, attacking distance or something. But it should be fine even so. What we'll be doing now, of course, is trying to take this area, trying to get Ashanti access to the coast. Probably take these 3 provinces, or these 4 or something. Basically, I want them to have access to the coast rather ASAP. So that's the plan. We've gotten a new religious idea. Devoutness gives a tolerance to true faith +1, which is pretty damn good. And while I'm at it, I think I'll actually start now. I have noticed that I do have a lot of free how should I put this? Free people that do not do what I could potentially have them doing. I guess that kind of puts it, or describes it, or diplomats in this case. I will be boosting relations with the other members of the Holy Roman Empire, and will not be doing too much fighting in Europe. Basically to protect myself more or less in the aspects of, how should I put this? I'll be protecting myself that way, simply to allow or prevent myself from losing the throne, but also to be able to more cheaper make. Basically, I'll be trying to speed up the process in which I'm currently getting the what's it called? The imperial reforms done. I really couldn't come up with the word, but by speeding up the process, I'm pretty sure I will have a better chance of getting what I want, more or less. And we'll see how it turns out. But for now, I'll seem to continue the with the colonizations. And apparently I did not have a colonist assigned, but I have now. And with that, nothing else to say but fighting Mali, and then we'll most likely fight Korea and then Japan. I do have a little bit of a problem, and that is that Persia has entered a coalition against me. They did it recently, which is kind of weird. It seems kind of random when they join, like there is a random chance every month if they do have a high amount of aggressive expansion against you. But as of now, I'm pretty how should I put this, unsure how this actually works. And apparently it seems they are willing to buy also when it comes to selling these provinces. They don't care if it's the wrong province as far or as long as it's worth a bit. So that's an interesting point as well. And also the fact that they are causing me to have attrition for no good reason. I can't send this fleet however to Hosokawa, so that's part of the plan. And I'll just fight the war with Mali, and then I'll get back there. The Austrians have decided to declare a war on Tuscany. I guess I will accept in this case, but I will not be fighting, as it were. I don't want to lose them as an ally, and due to that we'll also stop the relations improvement, use it someone else. I think we'll go for Saxony. And, well, not really that much else to say in this case. As you can see, there's 4 princes voting for me. 3 of them are vassals or unions, plus myself. So basically no one actually likes me trying to pull these things off. So for the time being, I'll be sending some troops to deal with these rebels here, and we'll be fighting the war against Mali. But unfortunately we've run out of time, so this is the end of this one. Next time you can expect a war against Korea and possibly Japan if we can either sneak the war through. They are actually a coalition of Japan and Manchu, or in this case Korea and Manchu. So I'm actually kind of, how should I put this, I'm kind of certain that if I join a coalition, Manchu and Korea will actually attack them. So potentially what I can do here is simply vassalize Korea, then go Manchu. No, it's a defensive war, so that'll probably not work, but that doesn't even matter. We'll be doing some fighting in Asia, and hopefully we can pull off a reform one way or another, hopefully by not fighting anyone. But once again, that is kind of a long shot. I have no idea if I will actually be able to do some heresy wars and release people that way. I don't actually think there is anyone. I could always do checks here, but as you can see, Bohemia doesn't actually have any cores or any provinces except for Silesia here that isn't, well, someone else's, and they do have 15 tax province. Wow. They're allied with Great Britain, Lithuania, Mainz, and Saxony. So yeah, it could be a potential target. Mainz, I believe, they have Hesse, one Hessian province, and they also have Frankfurt, but they of course do no longer have a core in it. So yeah, it's definitely something I might consider. The only problem here is if the alliance cascades, I'll get Poland and Russia too on my back, and I'd really like to avoid that. But we'll decide on those things next episode. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.